Welcome back to school, Vikings. Today I'm going to show you several tips and tricks in order to create an efficient digital workspace. Creating an efficient digital workspace will make sure that you complete your assignments on time and will help minimize any frustration that you feel in becoming a digital school. The first tip or trick that you can do in order to make a good digital workspace is to learn how to create a bookmark. A bookmark online makes sure that you can get back to the pages that you visit the most without any frustration. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and create our bookmarks. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you are in the Google Chrome web browser. We really don't like to use Internet Explorer because it can be kind of glitchy. So if you're using an internet browser, Google is the way to go. And the first thing you want to do once you're in a Google Chrome web browser is to make sure that you are signed in. So I'm on the Google homepage and there is a blue button in the top right hand corner that says sign in. What I'm going to do is make sure that I am signed in under my student email account or my MCS email. For you, this would be your student ID number followed by the @monet.k12.ca.us. That is going to be your student email, and that's the way you are going to log into Google every time. Once you do that, it's going to ask you for your password, and it's going to be your computer password that you use to log into your computer every day. You're going to go ahead and click Next, and you know that you're logged in because it will have either a profile picture or, in most cases, your initials. Once I'm logged into Google, I'm going to make sure that I know what bookmarks I want to have and that they show up in my bookmarks bar. You'll notice at the top of my page is a bookmarks bar already full of my bookmarks because I've already set up my digital workspace. I want to make sure that this shows. And the first time that you log into Google Chrome, they might not show. What you're going to do is in the top right hand corner, there are 3 little dots. You're going to click that and you're going to go to the bookmarks option. Once you're there, you're going to go over to the side and make sure that show bookmarks bar is checked. Once you check that, you'll be able to see all of your bookmarks, especially your most important ones. What we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you the website that will help you figure out what are some important bookmarks that you might want to have. And that is the Student Apps page. I'm going to go to our district website, which is mcs4kids.com, which looks a little bit something like this. As a student, I'm going to click the Student tab, which is green, and then I'm going to click the second button in, which says Applications. Once I get to Applications, these are all of the websites that might be very helpful to you, which also means that you might want to bookmark them. For example, PowerSchool and Schoology are on here. Let's go ahead and bookmark the PowerSchool login so that way you can always access it whenever you want to. I'm going to go ahead and click the 9 through 12 option. And here's the login page. I would log in using my student ID number and my computer password to access PowerSchool at any time. In order to make this a bookmark, I'm going to go up to the address bar at the top of the page. At the top of the page, there's a little star, and when I click that, it's going to bookmark this page. I'm going to tell it where to go. On this, it's going to go in my bookmarks bar, and I'm going to give it a name. I might rename this PowerSchool, and I'm going to go ahead and click Done. Now, you'll notice that it did not show up on mine. It will show up on yours. I just have too many bookmarks. Once you start getting a whole collection of bookmarks, you can decide which ones you want to be on the bar by switching it out. So for example, if I want PowerSchool to be on that bookmarks bar, I'm going to click it and I'm going to drag it up and I'm going to place it wherever I want to place it. I'm going to go ahead and put it right next to my Schoology bookmark. And there it is. Whenever I press PowerSchool, I'll be able to get to this login page. You can definitely bookmark Schoology, which would be a great tool to have, even your Office 365 and Nearpod or anything else that you might want to have. So we're going to go ahead and create your bookmarks. Everyone wants to be an individual and stand out. One way you can do this on Schoology is by changing your profile picture. When you change your profile picture, your teacher can see your icon and know that it's you. So we're going to go ahead and get started in changing our profile picture on Schoology. So I'm going to go ahead and change my profile picture on Schoology, but before we do that, we need to know how to navigate through Schoology. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I am on the Schoology homepage. You can get to this homepage from the Student Apps page. If you've bookmarked it, you can get to it from the Johansen School website, or you can simply go to the website mcs.schoology.com. Go ahead and open up a web browser and go to mcs.schoology.com right now, and you're going to log in. When you log in, you are going to put your student ID number, which is your username, and the computer password that you have been using to log into your computer. You do not need to put your whole email. It is always just going to be your student ID number and your computer password. Mine looks a little bit different because I'm a teacher. So I'm going to go ahead and log into Schoology. And I'm going to go ahead and if I want to save this, I'm going to go ahead and save it because it's Chrome. And I'm going to go ahead and switch to my student account. Now I already created a profile pic for this account. We're going to get to that in just a second. The first thing I want to show you though is what Schoology looks like and how to move around within it. The first thing you need to notice is the top toolbar because that's how you're going to navigate through the majority of Schoology. Right now we are on the home page, which is one of the first buttons on Schoology, and the home page is divided up into 3 different sections. You have a toolbar on the side where you can access your recent activity, you can look at your grades, you can get to the calendar, which we're just going to get to in a moment, you can look at any messages, or you can access different websites that your teacher might have you access during a class period, such as Nearpod or StudySync. The middle section of the homepage has to do with any updates. Now, you're going to be belonging to different courses, clubs, and the school might need to push out messages to you, or the district might need to. That's where you're going to find all of these messages, and you can see their different icon pictures so you can know who's talking to you. To keep up to date, make sure you're looking at this page often. Finally, on the right-hand side, the third section is all of your upcoming assignments, due dates, and any calendar events that you might have. This is how you keep track of what assignment is due when, or you can simply go to your calendar from here. Speaking to your calendar, we're going to go ahead and go to that calendar. I can go ahead and go to that calendar by clicking on the calendar button on the right-hand side or on the left-hand toolbar. When I click on the calendar, I'm going to see everything that is due for my classes. Anything that is in a tan or orangish type of color has to do with a course. So when your teacher pushes out an assignment to you, you do not have to worry about putting in that due date. Schoology will automatically populate that assignment date for you, and you can go ahead and click on that assignment, and you can go ahead and view that item and when it's due and how to submit it. Now you'll notice I have a couple of things in blue on here because those are my own personal submissions to my calendar. You can add in whatever type of event you want to add in. Say if it's a club meeting or a practice. I put in the first day of school and maybe I had a dentist appointment. So let's say I have a club activity going on Friday. I'm going to go ahead and click on the date that I want to add in a calendar event basically, and I'm going to go ahead and give that calendar event a title, and I'm going to say club meeting, and I could even give it a time if I wanted to. I'm going to make sure that the calendar is my calendar, so it's going to say me at the bottom. I could add this to other calendars if I want, and I'm going to go ahead and click create. Once I click create, it's going to populate that calendar, and there that club meeting is for me. I want to make sure I'm looking at my calendar at least once a week so I know when my assignments are due and what events I have coming up. The second tab on the top bar are your courses. These are any courses that you belong to. You do not have to worry about joining a course. All of your classes are already there, and this is how I would access my materials for that class or turn in any assignments. I also have groups and any groups I have joined. I haven't joined a group yet, but when I'm ready to join a group, my advisor for that club or group will give me the join code, and I would go ahead and put in that code there. I also have a resources page where I could put in any documents that I have already worked on and have it there for future reference. We're going to get to that later on though. I also have a notifications bar if I have any messages from my teachers that I need to answer, any people that I'm connected to, and any notifications that I have, such as any assignments that have been added or any assignments that have been graded. Now I'm going to talk about my profile page because I want to change my profile picture. I can get to my profile by clicking on my name in the upper right-hand corner. When I click on that, I already have a picture associated with me, but let's say I wanted to find a new one. Right now, you're going to choose a new profile picture, but I need to warn you. One, it needs to be school appropriate, which means there should be no references to anything illegal or discriminatory on there. And two, you need to be very careful about the types of pictures that you pick because your teachers are going to see them as well. Right now, you're just going to pick an image that you feel represents you. Don't spend forever trying to pick a picture because you can always change it later. So let's say I want to pick a star. I'm going to go ahead and open up another tab to Google and I'm going to type in star. I'm going to click on images and I'm going to find a star that I like. Let's say I like this one. I'm going to go ahead and hover over that picture and I'm going to right click with my mouse and I'm going to click Save Image As. I'm going to make sure I'm using a Mac right now. I'm going to make sure that I have downloaded it to my desktop to make it easier to find, and I'm going to go ahead and click Save. That way it's there for me. I just need to know how to get back to it later. And back on Schoology, I'm going to go ahead and click Edit Picture. I'm going to go to my desktop after I click Attach File. I'm going to go ahead and go to my desktop and I'm going to find that picture. There it is. It's going to change it for me. I'm going to exit out and I am done. In order to make sure everything is working properly on Schoology, we just want to make sure that your email address is correct within the system. So what we need to do is go to your profile in Schoology and make sure that your student email is inserted. Let's go ahead and do that now. Once I'm back on Schoology, I'm going to go ahead and go up to where my profile is, and you'll notice a little drop-down arrow next to it. When I click on that, I'm going to go ahead and go down to the Account Settings button and click it. The first thing I want to do is make sure that my primary email is my student email. Don't even put a personal email on here because nothing is going to really work the way we want it to, and you really shouldn't change anything else on this page besides putting in your primary email. Okay, so for your primary email, you're going to put your student email, which is your student ID number. Let's say mine was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're going to put the rest of it, which is at Monet or Monet, which means Modesto Network that was put together, Monet.K12 because we are a K through 12 district, .ca.us. I highly encourage you to memorize this email address and encourage your teachers to post this in your classroom. Once you're done, you're going to go ahead and click Save Changes, and you will have made sure that your primary email is set to the way it needs to be. One of the last things that we can do in order to make sure that we have created an efficient digital workspace is to connect our Google Drive and our OneDrive to our Schoology accounts. That means that if we have a Google Doc or a Microsoft OneDrive document that we want to turn in as an assignment, we can easily do so. Let's go ahead and connect those accounts. Okay, so one of the final things that you need to know how to do is to actually turn in assignments on Schoology. So the first thing that you're going to do is make sure that you know what assignments are due and when, and I can do that by looking in my upcoming section. Now, right now, you might not have anything because school has just started and your teachers might not have assigned anything. Obviously, that is going to change as the year goes on. So right now, I know that I have an assignment due because this is the assignment icon, and it's due on August 22nd. Right now, I know I only have one class, So in order to complete that assignment, I'm going to go to the class that my assignment is due in. When I click on it, I can see all the different assignments, and your teacher might make this look very, very different depending on the class. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the assignment that is due to get to the submission page. There are 3 ways on Schoology that you can turn in an assignment. When you click the Submit Assignment button, you could choose to upload an assignment, create an assignment, or get an assignment that you've already completed from your resources. If I want to upload an assignment, that means that this is a Microsoft Word document, a picture, or a PowerPoint that I want to turn in. So I'm going to go ahead and I can click on the File button right here, and I can browse my computer to find whatever document that I want to turn in. And I can easily turn that in from there. I can also choose to create an audio or video recording, but I'm not going to do that right now. Just realize that that is an option. I can choose to create a document right here and now on Schoology. When I click Create, it is going to come up with a word processing program that is very similar to Microsoft Word. I can choose to write hello. I can add in a link, a picture, anything else that I might want to have. I can change the font style and the color. And I can choose to submit it right here and there by clicking Submit, or I can click Save Draft and I could turn it in later. The final thing that I'm going to show you how to do is to connect your Google Drive and your Microsoft OneDrive so that you can add in assignments that you have already completed through Google or OneDrive. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now, and if you want to follow along right now you can, but your teacher's also going to put up the instructions for this in just a little bit so you can just watch. In order to link your Google Drive account, it's going to go through your resources in the toolbar up at the top of the page. When you click on resources, Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive is considered an app through Schoology, so I'm going to go ahead and click Apps. Now, your Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive might already be on the side, or you might have to click Install Apps and find Google Drive on that list and click Install. I've already attached my Google Drive account to my Schoology account, but I just logged out so I can show you what this looks like when it shows an error. Like Microsoft OneDrive, Google is also going to show this Approve button, and you're basically going to go through the steps of Approve, Connect, so on and so forth in order to connect your Google Drive. So I'm going to go ahead and click Approve, and I'm going to authorize this. It's going to ask me to log in. I'm going to log in under my student account with my student email, which would be the exact same for your Google account, and your computer password. This is a school account, so I'm going to go ahead and click that, and I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to log in. It needs permission to log in, so I need to make sure I'm going through all the steps, and there are all of my files in my OneDrive. I can do the exact same for my Google Drive. Because I logged out, it's going to say that there's a user error. That's okay. That might happen to some of you. In order to get around this, I'm just going to go ahead and click Options and Account Settings, and I'm going to go ahead and click the blue Connect button. When I do that, it's going to take me to different accounts that I have through Google, and I always want to make sure I'm signed in under my MCS school account. My username at monet.k12.ca.us. Never connect a personal account to Schoology. It's going to ask me to allow this, and I'm going to go ahead and click Allow. And if I've done this correctly, my Google Drive should pop up, and there it is, and I know that I have done that correctly. So we're going to take this time now, and you're going to go ahead and connect your Google Drive app and your Microsoft OneDrive account, and the instructor will put up those instructions on the screen one more time. Good luck! Okay, Vikings, you have set up a workspace. Now you are ready to go for the school year. On your own time, go ahead and explore Schoology and see all the different things that you can do. Plus, ask your teacher any questions if you feel confused at any time. I hope you make it a great year, guys.